Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel where we discuss all things logistics. If you are new here, my name is Tori, and today we are going to cover companies that accept drivers with new authorities. So if you are new to dispatching and you started to use the FMCSA website to call owner-operators or carriers who just got their authority, and you run into someone that is new but they are willing to allow you to dispatch, do not turn them away. Not at all. Just grab a pen and paper right now so I can tell you how to get them loaded. Now, before I dive into how to keep them loaded and on the road, I need to first let you know how to know if they are a new authority or what is considered a new authority. Because some people think that the clock starts ticking when they get their US DOT number. Some people think that the clock starts to tick when they get their motor carrier number, but no. Their authority doesn't become active until they get their BOC3 and their insurance. That's when the clock starts ticking. So if they have had that stuff active for less than 90 days, it's been less than 90 days since they got their BOC3 and their insurance, then they will be considered a new authority. Now, in addition to the list of the bigger companies that I'm going to provide to you, I want you all to know that it is important not to shy away from these smaller companies, these local businesses, because they will give you a chance when some of the bigger companies won't. They may not have as many loads. They may not even be paying as much, but they are a good way to get your feet wet, and they are a great way to build your reference list. Because when you start to go to these bigger companies, a lot of them will ask you for references, even if you do have a decent amount of authority or maturity up under your authority. So even with that, if no one has given you a chance, you won't be able to provide them with that. So if you take these small businesses and you do business with them and you do good business and you build a rapport, at least when you're talking to these bigger companies and they're saying to you, well, we require you to have an authority that's been active for at least 90 days. You can at least have the option to rebuttal and say, no, I don't have that type of maturity. However, I do have a list of references that I can provide you with. Now, some of these businesses aren't really in the position to say no, to say, well, no, you don't got to take it. I have a whole bunch of other owner operators that will take these loads. You know, if they have to get that load moved, which is the number one goal, and the only person or the very few people that are reaching out and willing to accept it have no authority, they won't just say no. You know, sometimes they're between a rock and a hard place, so you never know. The least you will be able to do is rebuttal and say to them, well, I do have a list of references. And they can see that you've built a rapport with several different companies and they may be more willing to work with you. So make sure you do try to reach out to some of these smaller and local businesses so that you can build that reference list up, build your resume up, get your feet wet, and you'll be in a better position when you're contacting these bigger companies, and it'll help you in ways that you could have never imagined. Now, in no particular order, okay, there's BNSF Logistics, Online Freight, England Logistics, there's Amazon Relay, and now they're good for power only, which means they have the truck, but they don't have a trailer. So it may be more like hook and go or something of that nature. And they're also good with dry vans. There's Landstar. Now, Landstar is good. They will work with you, but they will try to lowball you. So make sure you've already looked at the load board to see, okay, what's the average price that this load goes for, or like try to see if it can help guide you and see how much you should get paid for this load. Because if in the beginning you start off allowing them to lowball you, they will continue to lowball you. They have a whole system that's going to let them know how much they paid you in the past, and it'll be hard for you to come back from that if you start off accepting anything. Then there's Night Swift Transportation. They have a lot of loads for the Midwest and the West Coast, and they do work with the new carriers, so they're definitely a good one to add to your list. There's also C.H. Robinson. C.H. Robinson is great, have a huge name. They really are non-negotiable when it comes down to what they want to pay for. They're so big that they can do that. They can say, this is what we're offering you for this, and you can take it or leave it. And that's kind of how that company rolls. So you can take it or leave it. Now, there's also TQL, which is a Total Quality Logistics. They are another one that may try to lowball you. But again, if you already know, if you have some idea of how much you want to make, you can kind of know how to negotiate. They will at least negotiate with you, but if you allow them to get over on you, they're going to do it. If you allow them to give you a small rate for a load, they're going to do it. Next, we have Uber Freight, which is an online brokerage, but they have their own load board. They are limited to certain areas. However, a good thing about them is that they pay out in 10 days and they do not charge you a fee, on top of them being willing to work with new authorities. And last but not least, we have Convoy. Convoy is the same. They will pay you out within 10 days for no fee. However, they have like an online bidding process. So those are my 10 companies that will accept new authorities. So if you are a new owner operator, you have a new authority that doesn't have that much maturity, go ahead and get within their network. And if you are a dispatcher who has an owner operator who has a new authority, go ahead, call down this list and get them on the road. So if you've enjoyed this video and you want to continue to educate yourself on all things logistics, please like, share, and subscribe. And also remember, with all things logistics, you are in business for yourself, but never by yourself. I'll see you next time.